Welcome back in. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has a bold new campaign aimed at funding more research and treatment for pediatric blood cancer. For one company headquartered right here in Lexington, they are making a major commitment. New tonight, why Valvoline Global Operations is hoping their investment will make the future brighter for children with blood cancer.
Valvoline's purpose, and which we're driven by, is to inspire and enable what and who move the world forward.
You know it when you need your oil changed. You see it on the side of race cars. Valvoline Global is a worldwide business leader, but its president and CEO, Jamal Maasher, is also committed to the human spirit of giving back and raising awareness when it comes to cancer.
You know, cancer doesn't discriminate. It affects, lives and families all around the world.
For Maasher, cancer is personal.
I lost one of my best friends after a really hard battle. He had lymphoma, and then he had leukemia and passed away. And then I also lost a cousin many years ago as well to leukemia.
With connections all around the world, Valvoline Global is partnering with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to move their mission forward. Over the next 5 years, they are committing $1 million to the Dare to Dream project.
The Dare to Dream project is really focusing on creating those safer treatments so, pediatric blood cancer patients can have and live, fuller, healthier lives well beyond cancer.
LLS and its Dare to Dream project hope to raise $175 million to help find new and safer treatment options when it comes to pediatric blood cancer. For LLS, they say a partnership with companies like Valvoline Global is huge.
That $1 million gift means so much. And really, the way we see it is Valvoline is such an institution in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, in America, and on a global scale, and that's really what we look for in a partner.
In Kentucky, there are several thousand people dealing with a blood cancer. It's those people and others around the world that Jamal Maasher and Valvoline Global aim to reach in hopes of one day finding a cure.
Valvoline Global, we're a fast-growing global organization. We have an amazing platform and an opportunity to use that platform to do a lot of good in the world.
To learn more about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and how you or your company can get involved with their Dare to Dream project, look for this story right now online at WKYT.com.